Good evening, everyone. My name is Hillary. I am a student with Mckendree University, and I'm doing a presentation today on obesity, social media, and its effects on your teenager. If nobody's ever been here before, the bathrooms are down the hallway to the left. There's some refreshments back there. You're welcome to help yourself. And if the temperature is not right, I'll adjust it somehow. We'll find the thermostat. So moving on. Basically, we're going to talk first about what is obesity. It's nowadays they say that it is measuring your BMI, which is a formula that does your kilograms divided by your meters squared. So basically how tall you are based on your weight, and it gives you a magical number, which come to find out the general population does not fit correctly in that magical number. For men and women, the normal is between 18 and 24 for adults, and then for being overweight would be defined as being 25 to 29, and then morbid obesity would be greater than 30. So some frightening numbers that have popped up in my research. In the United States, adults ages 20 plus, more than 1/3 of those adults are considered obese. And then with the youth, if you have your kids between the ages of 2 and 10, they are finding that more and more children are entering school, and they are very obese to their height and weight parameters. So it says that at least 17% of children between 2 and 10 are obese. In the state of Kentucky, which is where I live, where 30 to 35% of the state is obese. And then in Illinois, which happens to be where my school home base is, they're 25 to 30%. So if you look here, the map on the screen, it gives us the numbers over here, 30 to 35%, and then Kentucky is right here, and then Illinois is yellow, so it's 25 to 30. So more statistics that we have is 12.7 million children and adolescents are obese in the United States, and that was pulled directly from a survey with the CDC, which is the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The worldwide, I researched the WHO website, which is World Health Organization, and they have come up with some crazy numbers of 600 million people in the world are obese. 32 million people have diabetes resulting from obesity, which would be your type 2 diabetics, not a juvenile diabetic. So talking about some risk factors, you have a great deal of hypertension, high cholesterol, the diabetes type 2. I am based in an emergency department for my full-time career as in a stroke center. So we see more and more strokes every day. So we have heart disease, joint stress, mainly to the hips and the knees and the ankles due to the pounding of that weight on those joints that aren't used to it. Like I said before, high cholesterol, shortness of breath, heartburn, GERD, which is acid reflux. You have got sleep apnea, where someone will be sleeping and the weight on their neck is so great and the weight on their chest is so great that they actually stop breathing for a few minutes while they're during the night. So how do we get healthy? I like my little dog. So go ahead. So the big picture is basically what everybody says every day for years and years. Eat healthy and exercise more is basically what we need to do. But my presentation is going to go into a little bit more of maybe starting younger and trying to get kids in the habit of eating healthy so that they're used to eating healthy. It's not a big lifestyle change that they have to go through. Less fast food and less junk food, less sugary drinks, more water, snack healthy, and portion control. As we all know, restaurants are out of control with portion sizes. People get upset when they look at their plate and it's not overwhelmed with food because they're not satisfied. They don't think they're getting enough for their money, when in actual fact they're getting too much, eating more, and we're just kind of compounding our own problem. So get up and move, exercise at least 30 minutes a day, spend less time watching TV, less time like this on our iPhones and our iPads, which I know for myself is hard to do. Sounds easy, right? So the roadway to a healthy life is basically starting what I think is going to be starting early. So developing good eating habits, starting as early as you can, meaning when mom is pregnant. So basically, mom takes her vitamins, gains a healthy weight for her pregnancy. You'll hear a lot of people say, that they gain 80, 90 pounds with their pregnancy. In reality, you only need to gain 25 to 35 pounds. Taking your folic acid and your multivitamin, giving that baby good health. And so once baby comes, breastfeeding, and then solids, obviously, when the baby's ready, and toddler foods, and then learn healthy eating habits that will eventually grow into adulthood. So according to the CDC, there are, like I said before, 12.7 million children that are, and adolescents that are obese in the 2011 to 2014 survey. So talking about breastfeeding, breastfeed for mom's health, breastfeed for nutrition. It gives the baby a good foundation and immune system, and all those good immunities that they get with the breastfeeding. It's cheaper than formula, develops their immune system, gives them the antibodies from mom. Then convenience, obviously. You don't have to lug around a pump, you don't have to lug around everything. Mom, God gave her her own pump. So you've got the not having to drag around multiple bags. When you've got more than one kiddo, you already have enough to carry around. Then you've got more benefits in the sense of it does show that it's helped mother lose weight. So the more you breastfeed, it kind of uses that energy from mom and helps her lose that baby weight. And then in the state of Kentucky, we have the WIC program. I know that everywhere else has it too. They will help you with formula, and if they need to, they can. So that is an option. It's not like you're going to be having to pay on your own. So like we said, eat healthy, no exercise, no excessive weight gain, 25 to 35 pounds. Try not to have any smoking or secondhand smoke in the house. That will make the smoking and secondhand smoke shows to have baby to have a lower birth rate. Then prenatal vitamins, and drink plenty of water. Mom also has to make sure that she's not drinking a lot of caffeine, a lot of sugary drinks. So in the state of Kentucky, they have the HANDS program, which I've got a few pamphlets for everybody to see. So it's basically a pretty cool program that's in the state of Kentucky that allows mom to register with the health department, and when she finds out that she is pregnant, They assist you through the pregnancy, help you with your choices for a good diet. They monitor your weight to make sure you're not excessively gaining weight. And then after baby's born, they'll come out to the house. They help you make sure that the house is childproof, help you with breastfeeding and lactation. They'll help with doctor's appointments and everything like that. Then they will see you all the way through up until the baby is 2 years old. So they have a pretty cool system. So I've got some pamphlets that you guys are welcome to take. They also have support the child until they're 2, like I said. It is free. You have to register through the state and the state health department. They provide a safe home. They go in and they help you out with the house and doing childproofing and everything like that. So this is just a little pop-up of, the fruit juice, the personality type, sugar intake, fast food, depression. There's a great deal of people that eat to fill a need in themselves. So they can kind of, or on the flip side, you could also have people that don't eat to fill that need, to establish their control. Go ahead. So, introducing solids. I have another pamphlet here for everybody. So it's basically start slow. They usually say to introduce the solids in the bottle, like rice cereal in the bottle, and the kind of catch-all time frame would be when the baby can hold their head up on their own. You can start introducing solids. You'll want to do one at a time to make sure they're not going to have any allergies. You'll want to be patient and don't get frustrated. If they don't want to take it that time, try it again at the next feeding. And then, of course, don't overfeed. Start with small amounts. Then we get into the terrible twos, which is really the, probably that maybe about 14-month marker where they're starting to be able to say no and have their own opinion. You'll have picky eaters. You make food fun. I have a friend of mine that went on Pinterest and made monster apple snacks for her little one. And they were like green apples with marshmallows and made them look like monster lips. It was very cute. So you can go to other websites on Pinterest. You can go to Facebook websites and look and see what are the fun things you can do. How are they also have a lot of tips on there. How do you hide good food in a meal? So wheat pasta, and sneak it on everybody and they don't even know that it's wheat pasta. Stuff like that. So one of the sites that I found was something that Michelle Obama started with Healthy People 2010. Well, now it's graduated to 2020. They want to focus on early and middle childhood, basically those school-age kids. Make sure that they're choosing good options. Make sure that the school is giving them nutritious options. Then the greatest time of development is early childhood, birth to 8 years. And then middle childhood is 6 to 12 years. Reduce stressors and risk factors. Reduce asthma, obesity, cavities. Excuse me. Can you give me my drink? So, and then the development and behavioral disorders is newly added to Healthy People 2020. Sorry, I had a tickle. So one of the pamphlets that I have here is called Healthy Snacks for Everyone. And then I also have another one that's grab quick and easy snacks, so it'll give you different choices for if you want something sweet, if you want something salty, if you want something chewy. It'll give you some different. Crunchy would be carrot sticks, cucumber slices, celery, apples. And then on the back side of it, there's a recipe for a mini Mexican pizza. So I have those for everybody to take. And then this is another little pamphlet that'll go into some different little things. If you want something warm, if you want something filling, if you want something sweet. So instead of wasting money on fast food burgers and fries, you can use a small baked potatoes topped with salsa. And so if you want something warm, you can do vegetable soup or bean soup, or hot cereal like oatmeal. So, okay. So another good option is, this is a program called Choose My Plate, and this is pretty cool. It kind of gives that little parameter of try to have a variety of colors on your plate, and try to have good portions on your plate. So it does if you go onto the website for it, it has a option where you can sign in and become like a member of it, subscribe to the Choose My Plate, and you can actually have a tracker. So the tracker will tell you you can make a group of people to do walks together and exercise together and motivate each other. And then you can kind of go in and do like a profile on yourself, and you can show that you're a vegetarian, or you're on a paleo diet, or you're allergic to, I'm allergic to pineapples and coconuts, so you can put in your allergies, everything like that. So now going into the social media aspect and the negative and positive effects of social media on obesity is these are the samples of social media. You got Facebook and Snapchat and Twitter. Go ahead. So one of the things that I happen to find in research is that teenagers are very susceptible to bullying and being just basically influenced by other people and not so great things. So you've got cyberbullying, weight issues, whether that be too little, whether anorexia or obesity. You have body image dissatisfaction, depression, and peer pressure. You've got so much photoshopping nowadays, and kids are having to fight with an unrealistic picture of someone on a magazine that they'll never look like that in real life. So, and the person themselves don't look like that in real life, but a teenager doesn't look at that. They think that that's what I have to look like, and they will almost sometimes negatively try to get there. So one of the things that we can do as a parent is try and become involved in your teenager's life. Just basically know who their friends are, know who's having a fight with who. Basically try and get them to be easy to talk with you about general everyday things, and then when the real hard stuff comes, they won't hesitate to talk to you because they're so used to talking to you all the time. You've got becoming involved in extracurricular activities for the teenager, sports, cheer, band, that brings a healthy outlook to life. It brings that camaraderie with other teenagers, that they have a bond together. It also brings in exercise. Even with band, they still march and walk and do everything, and so. So a little bit more about cyberbullying and bullying in general. Bullying in general is face-to-face, in the playground kind of thing. Cyberbullying is a new thing that's kind of started with this blow-up of the internet, that it's almost like people think that when you don't have your face behind what you type, you're a little bit more free to type whatever you want, whether it's hurtful or not. They're a little bit more nasty, so to speak. So there are a few programs, that were started, and one of them is called Stomp Out Bullying, and that was started by one of the main people on there I saw was Mario Lopez, a guy from Saved by the Bell. So there's a whole bunch of celebrities that are involved in it, and they're basically allowing teenagers to become what they call an ambassador in their own school, and to stop the bullying and just stomp it out. So some types of bullying is going to be hazing. We hear that with colleges and sororities and stuff like that. Anti-gay bullying against transgenders, physical, emotional, mental, verbal, and sexual, and of course cyberbullying. Basically, tell a friend or a teacher, try to teach your kids to tell a friend or a teacher to try and stop it, and try and stand up to the bully, which I'm not really a fan of, because I think that violence kind of begets violence. So if you try to stand up to the bully, they're already in an anger state, and I think that might aggravate the problem a little bit. And then of course be an ambassador, and the website for Stomp Bullying is up there on the screen. Now in the state of Kentucky, we have introduced a bill called the Bullying Bill. It looked like it had been started years before, little bits at a time, but in 2008 it was actually passed. And what that says is that in the state of Kentucky, all schools are required to have a plan, a policy, and a procedure on addressing bullying. Basically, if a student comes to them and says, so-and-so is bullying me, I feel threatened, they have to investigate it. They have a certain amount of hours to launch their investigation. They have to document that they investigated, who they talked to, who, what, when, where, and why, kind of thing. And then they have a policy and procedure, so I guess for the level of infraction, so to speak, kind of like how many times, the level of severity. They have a procedure in place that goes all the way up to the student who is doing the bullying being expelled. So that website is up there. But there's not a federal law against bullying, but I wonder if it's going to happen sometime soon, because it would be good. It falls under, in the federal law, it falls under the civil law of you can't discriminate against somebody for their race, their sex, their disability, their sexual orientation, stuff like that. So they usually try to look and see, oh, does this violate their civil rights? If it does, then we can go after them that way. So focusing on Facebook, you've got some negatives and some positives to everything. So some positives with Facebook would be group support. Everybody always likes to get likes, and now they have loves and haha and stuff like that on Facebook. So everybody likes to have exercise tips, weight loss tips. You can belong to sites that gear specifically towards certain things, like certain diets have their own website, their own groups, and then you can kind of talk to people from all over the United States, all over the world, about, you know, what do you do for this, and what do you eat, and try recipes and stuff like that. So you can block the harasser. You can link your smartphone to Facebook so that it shows different apps called Map My Run, MyFitnessPal, Nike Run, Fitbit now has an app that goes right into your phone and your smartphone, and then also can link to Facebook, so you can say, you know, met my goal, my walking goal for today, my step goal. Negatives to Facebook is disordered eating. You have Facebook intensity, which is where you're on it so constantly that you're not even interacting with the people that are around you in a room. You're just focused on your phone. Fat talk, which would be negative talk towards somebody. Everybody always laughs at the videos that go around that have the memes that have jokes about fat people. And they also have videos of different things. That's all, in a way, that's all bullying. Then you've got like I mentioned before, the photoshopping and creating that unrealistic image of a girl or a woman that a teenager is going to look at and say, that's what I want to look like, and there's probably never going to be a possibility. So get up and move, limit your computer time, try and limit the iPhone time, exercise daily for at least 30 to 60 minutes, and exercising meaning, and I know in MyFitnessPal and Fitbit, you can put in, even the Weight Watchers app, you can put in all different kinds of exercise. It's not just that traditional walk on the treadmill at the gym and stare at the wall in front of you. It's gardening, it's dancing, it's anything and everything that you can think of. Walking, jogging, walking the dog counts, you know, anything like that. So then you can join mall walker groups. You can sit there and get with other people and walk inside the mall, which is great for here in Kentucky because of the winter lasting so long. And then also discounted memberships for YMCA and for students, kind of thing. So you can always do that. So some local resources for fun here in Kentucky. We have a lot of state parks, and you can get discounted memberships to go to those state parks during the summer and swim. You've got E.P. Sawyer Park in Louisville. It's just $5 for ages 13 and up to do a membership for activities. They have swimming, they have hiking, all sorts of things throughout the summer. And then of course you can walk at the Louisville Zoo. Everybody likes walking at the Louisville Zoo. And then bike riding events like the different marathons and stuff like that that you can enter. So and then the walking and running events, the color run, everybody's always said that's like the new thing. And then the mutter runs, those are the new and upcoming fun stuff to do. You can do St. Patrick's Day always has March 18th, always has a kind of like the hungover walk. And then you can pick a cause of any kind, and there's usually a walk at some time for it. So breast cancer, colon cancer, any kind of different causes. So do it together. That's one of the things that I like to think about. If with your kids, just get out there. They're going to lead by example. If you're up and moving around and walking around outside and playing with the dog, they're going to want to come out there with you. So that's going to be their exercise. Be involved in your teenager's life, like we said before. Basically, the more you talk to them about the trivial things, or what we would think is trivial, the more you talk to them about that, then the easier they're going to come to you if there's something serious going on. So my brother-in-law all the kids had to plug their phone in downstairs in the kitchen in one universal spot. That's where the phone went, and that's where the phone stayed until the morning. They didn't have the opportunity to go upstairs and, you know, lay there all night and play on their phone and text and talk to people and be on Facebook, because the phone was downstairs. The other thing too is limiting the video games. So you get to, if you get a half an hour of video game time, you get a half an hour of, okay, come on, let's go walk the dog, let's go run around outside, let's go clean the pool, or go swimming, or something like that. So I like this little picture. It was the vicious cycle of childhood obesity. It basically starts up at the top with your healthy kiddo, and then you've got television, video games, everything like that. You kind of go into your mildly obese, and then you've got more, and then you're moderately obese, and then an extra 20 to 30 pounds, and then you've got severely obese, and then you've got the risk factors that come with that severe obesity. So does anybody have any questions? The other few pamphlets that I have up here, I may have skipped over them. I've got another one that talks about weight gain, healthy weight gain during pregnancy. So that kind of goes into an interesting little thing here. It says, where does the weight come from? So baby is 7.5 pounds, then your placenta is 3 pounds, your uterus is 2.5, increased body fluids is 9, breast tissue is 2 pounds, and then maternal storage is 6. So total 30 pounds. So I guess that's why they came up with that magical number. And then I've got nutrition during breastfeeding and taking your folic acid, and then you can either, some moms with being nauseous when you're first pregnant can't really handle the folic acid pills, so it gives you some food options to take that contain folic acid. Then I've got the prenatal nutrition guide, which breaks it up into first, second, and third trimesters. A lot of really interesting information in here. Really good stuff about caffeine, morning sickness, tiredness, heartburn. It also has a what can I take for a cold, the sniffles, a headache, things I can't take ever, things that are safe for mom and baby. Then in the state of Kentucky, we have a program that's really based out of Lexington, Kentucky, but it does have offices everywhere else, and I thought this was pretty cool. It's called KYNEP, and it basically stands for Kentucky Nutrition Education Programs, and they have a option that if you were to link up with them on the internet or go to their office, they have recipes, they have how to make low cost but very quick healthy meals, a community health garden. They'll help you set up a community health garden. They will come to schools and libraries and grocery stores and everything like that. So I thought that was pretty neat. And that will be it. So I have extras for everybody. If anybody would like a copy of the presentation, you're welcome to it. Just write down your email address over there for me, and I can do that. And then I also don't hesitate to come up and get your pamphlets. Thank you very much.